The conflict between Israel and Hezbollah escalated dramatically on Monday. Israel launched a series of devastating airstrikes across Lebanon. These strikes resulted in a staggering death toll, marking the deadliest day since 2006. Over 490 people, including many women and children, lost their lives. The Israeli military defended the strikes, claiming they targeted Hezbollah infrastructure. Hezbollah responded to the Israeli airstrikes with a barrage of rocket fire. Dozens of rockets targeted Israeli military bases and facilities. For the second consecutive day, Hezbollah aimed at sites belonging to the Rafael defense firm in Haifa. The group justified its actions as a display of solidarity with Hamas in Gaza. They vowed to continue their attacks until a ceasefire is reached. The international community expressed grave concerns over the escalating violence. The United States, while acknowledging the situation, stressed the urgency of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. They viewed this as a critical step towards de-escalating tensions in the region. The U.S. also signaled its intention to present concrete ideas for restoring calm to allies and partners at the upcoming UN General Assembly. Meanwhile, UN peacekeepers stationed in southern Lebanon found themselves confined to their bases due to the intense exchange of fire. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres voiced his deep concern over the escalating violence and the devastating number of civilian casualties in Lebanon. The Israeli military issued evacuation warnings to residents in southern and eastern Lebanon. This marked the first such warning in a year of escalating conflict. The warnings followed a fierce exchange of fire on Sunday. Hezbollah launched rockets, missiles, and drones into northern Israel. Israeli airstrikes intensified concerns about a broader conflict. Thousands fled their homes, seeking refuge in Beirut. The highway out of Sidon became jammed with vehicles. This exodus underscored the growing fear and uncertainty gripping Lebanon. Section 4: A History of Conflict, Understanding the Roots of the Crisis. The current escalation between Israel and Hezbollah is deeply rooted in a long and bitter conflict. Hezbollah, an Iran-backed Shiite militant group based in Lebanon, has been engaged in a protracted struggle with Israel for decades. This struggle has been punctuated by periodic outbreaks of violence, each leaving a trail of destruction and loss. The recent surge in hostilities can be traced back to the October 7th attack by Hamas militants on southern Israel. This attack resulted in a significant loss of life and the capture of numerous hostages, sending shockwaves through the region. Hezbollah, expressing solidarity with Hamas, responded by launching attacks on Israel, further inflaming tensions. The situation deteriorated even further after last week's explosions of thousands of communication devices in Lebanon. These explosions caused numerous casualties and exacerbated an already volatile situation. Lebanon attributed the explosions to Israel, although Israel has not claimed responsibility for the incident. This event further fueled tensions and contributed to the current cycle of violence. Section 5: A Region on Edge, Fears of a Wider War Loom Large. The situation in the Middle East remains incredibly tense. The recent escalation between Israel and Hezbollah has raised serious concerns about the potential for a wider conflict. The high death toll, the displacement of civilians, and the rhetoric from both sides paint a grim picture. The international community is grappling with how to de-escalate the situation and prevent further bloodshed. The fear is that this latest round of violence could spiral out of control, drawing in other regional actors and pushing the region into a full-blown war. The consequences of such a conflict would be catastrophic, resulting in immense human suffering and widespread instability. The coming days will be critical. The world watches and waits, hoping for a swift de-escalation and a return to dialogue. However, given the history of the conflict and the current trajectory, the path to peace remains uncertain and fraught with danger.